Today I want to talk about something that is a little unheard of or just less spoken of. It's very common and many people really don't speak on it, or if they do, they don't talk about it like it's just something serious. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more and bringing a bit more awareness to seasonal depression. If you stay in a climate or a state or a part of the country or the world that goes through long winter seasons that can be pretty dark, pretty cold, rainy, gloomy, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention seasonal depression. So today I just want to just talk a little bit more about it and share my own experience. And if you too have experienced something like this, or you do so pretty often, then I want you to comment below and let me know some of the things that you do to overcome this seasonal depression. And I'm going to be sharing with you all some of my own tips and some things that I typically do during the winter season months so that I don't get so deep down into seasonal depression that it affects my standard of living and affects those around me and how I care for my children. Hey Google, what is the definition of seasonal depression?
According to Wikipedia, seasonal affective disorder is a mood disorder subset in which people who have normal mental health throughout most of the year exhibit depressive symptoms at the same time each year, commonly but not always in the wintertime, with reduced sunlight.
It seems as of recent they've been calling it seasonal affective disorder to take off basically the fact that it's a depression. So on mayoclinic.org, it says seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression is a type of depression that's related to changes in seasons, which begins and ends at about the same times every year. So basically during the cold fall or winter months. If you are like most people with SAD, your symptoms start in the fall and continue into the winter months. Well, I said that. Which basically just saps your energy, making you feel moody. These symptoms often resolve during the spring and summer months. So the symptoms of seasonal depression or a seasonal affective disorder is feeling listless, sad, or down most of the day, nearly every day, losing interest in activities you once enjoyed, having low energy, feeling sluggish, having problems with sleeping too much, experiencing carbohydrate cravings, overeating, and gaining weight, having difficulty concentrating, feeling hopeless, worthless, or guilty, and having thoughts of not wanting to live. Oversleeping, appetite changes, especially a craving for high foods that's high in carbs, weight gain, tiredness, low energy. The list just goes on and on and on. And this is a very real thing that most people, but even more commonly, most moms, particularly stay-at-home moms, experience. As a stay-at-home mom, we already spend most of our time inside of the home. Aside from that, we have less contact with the outside world. We have less time to spend with friends and families on outings and gatherings and things like that. We don't wake up every morning and leave the house and go to a 9-to-5 job as a stay-at-home mom. Again, we spend most of our time in the house. So because of that, we have less opportunities to get like fresh air, sunshine, and sunlight. But we can normally get it just by opening up our windows, opening up the curtains, going for a walk outside, sitting on the patio, things like that. When it's cold outside, not only are we discouraged from going out because of how cold it is, we don't want to take our little ones out there. Most of the time, I don't want to go out there and freeze either. There's less enjoyable activities that you can do throughout the cold winter months. And even if you do, it's difficult to actually find the sun. So it'll be light outside during the day, but light and sunny are two different things. And so you're still missing out on the sunlight that you kind of need as a stay-at-home mom to feel energized and get that vitamin D and things like that. So that's where seasonal depression comes in. For me, many of the symptoms that were listed on mayoclinic.org does affect me. Most specifically for me, it is the sleeping in late or wanting to sleep more, having low energy, loss of interest in things that I used to enjoy, and kind of just being moody. When I wake up and I look outside and it's gloomy, the house is darker than it normally is in the summertime because there's no sunlight coming in. So my mood kind of just resembles what's happening around me. So what do I do in those seasons and when I start to feel seasonal depression? So there's my little one. He is almost 4 years old now, so it's definitely gotten better for me as a stay-at-home mom and dealing with seasonal depression. But mostly because of this guy. So like, he's my reason why. He's my reason to get up and do what needs to be done and to just not allow that mood to affect me, because if it affects me, there's a good chance that it's gonna affect him too. So there's my first thing, is find something that's bigger than the circumstance. Find something that's bigger than the seasonal depression. I get that you can be affected by it. I do, and it's so hard. But I ask myself, which one can affect me more? That moodiness, those dark days, the gloominess outside, or my child's mood, his temperament, how he feels? I literally just get kind of scared. Like, I dread it. Like, it terrifies me, like towards the end of the summer, when I know that the sun is starting to leave us and fall and winter is approaching, because I've had seasons where it was pretty bad, days full of like tears and just thinking something was wrong with me. And so we search for many reasons, when it's pretty much just the fact that we need a little bit of sunlight, we need a little bit of fresh air, we need something to pick us up. So what do we replace that with? Other reasons and other things that we can use to lift us up and pick us up. Other things that put us in a good mood. And we have to go out and search for them and find them, because it's not going to come naturally during those cold winter months. You're not just going to wake up and it's shining down at you. So we kind of have to either put it in front of ourselves or go and look for it. So standing at my window, you can see what it looks like. It looks pretty gloomy out there, right? The trees are dead. My flower bed is empty. It's pretty darn gloomy out there. So what can we do? The biggest thing for me is a change in my mindset. Because I know that seasonal depression is something that affects me. I tell myself it's gonna affect me. I know it's gonna affect me. And so I wake up and I'm already like affected by it. Like I said, I go into it afraid. So the opposite thing of what we can do is tell ourselves, this season, it's not going to affect me. I'm not going to allow it to hinder me. I'm not going to allow it to hurt me or my family. Not this time. This time, I'm going to overcome it. Get up with that mindset, and we find things to be thankful for. Thankful for life. Thankful for good health. Thankful for our babies. Thank you for our spouses. Thankful for a comfortable home, because there are people, there are families, there are cultures in this world that don't even have comfortable homes, don't even have clean water. They may have sunlight, but there are other things that they lack. So just think of the things that we are thankful for. That's a start. Maybe that's something that we can be uplifted by, and to just be more grateful. If you have like a patio, a deck, or porch, or anything like that, if you can, set it up to where you can access it even during the cold months. Put like a little bonfire where you can go out and enjoy s'mores and fires with your family. Put up like one of those projector screens where maybe you and your family could have like movie night outside with like blankets and things like that. Close it off so that it is enjoyable even during the colder months. And when it's like really cold, maybe every week schedule an outing. Something to do with your little one or with your spouse or with your family. Go out to eat, find a museum, find things that you can do so that you're not always in the house. One thing about me is, because I am always home, I have turned into a homebody. I rarely want to go places. So if I'm not going somewhere like for family or for my little one, I'm normally in the house. Like, I'm such a homebody. So by going more places, it just makes me want to be at home even more. It makes me appreciate being in the house even more, because I'm exhausted from just peopling. So that's another thing that I do. That is something that helps me. I have also learned that using it as a season of comfort and a season of reflection intentionally helps. So I set a goal for myself and I work towards it every day. When I'm so focused on my goal and so focused intentionally on something else, it helps me focus less on boredom, on just sitting there in one spot staring out the window and seeing how gloomy it is out there. What are you doing? Stop. We can often like be so busy that we forget to just pause and spend time with family. So one thing we do is have movie nights, and after dinner we cuddle up on the sofa in front of the fireplace and have a glass of wine with my husband, and we just relax. We spend time together. We enjoy a hot cocoa and things like that, using it intentionally as a season of rest. If I tell myself that the purpose of that season, because there is a season and a time for everything, if I tell myself that the purpose of that season is to actually rest, like force me to rest because it's too cold, I'm not going anywhere. If I tell myself it's forcing me to rest, then I'm gonna know that that season has a purpose. And a lot of times what we look for in life, all of us as humans, as individuals, even those who are not affected by seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder, is we all yearn for a purpose. We all look for that. It just makes us feel better when we have a purpose. So again, looking at our little ones and our family, that's a purpose. Intentionally setting a purpose for every season. It's still so very hard for me. Like, my goal is to move into a state that's like sunny all year long. That's my goal. I want to move to Florida. So ultimately, since my goal is to move to Florida, I know that it's going to take some time and some work for me to get there. I want to spend 5 years updating our home so that once we're ready to sell it, we can sell it for more than what we purchased it for. I also think that if we're going to have another baby, I'll be 29 this year. I told myself I wanted to have my second kid before I was 30. I don't know. If we're planning to have another kid, I would want to be here closer to my mother before I had another kid. Like, once I move to Florida, I'll still be able to come back and visit people very much often. But to have like that person that is going to be there, like when I have my baby, to watch and keep my first child, I want my mom to be there. I also love my OB so very much and my midwife. So I want to have my second baby here. So that is what I'm focusing on for the time being, is setting ourselves up, getting our finances together, getting our home together, and getting our, selves together so that we'll be in a position to purchase a new home, sell our current home, and move to Florida within the next 4 years. So because I set that goal for myself during those months where I feel like seasonal depression may seep in, it's gonna make me want that goal even more. It's gonna make me want to move to the sunny state and things like that. So in order for me to get there, I have to work hard at making sure that I get everything, prepared and set so that we're ready to do so when it's time. So it's gonna push me, it's gonna drive me. So that is what I'm gonna focus on during this, season. But again, if that's not, if you're not looking to move to a sunny state, there are still so many ways that you can not allow seasonal depression to affect you in a way that's going to be harmful to your health or affect your family and those around you. So find things to replace what you lost during the summer months. Things that uplift you, things that bring you joy, things that make you happy. Sometimes for me, it is just prayer. Daily prayer, it gets me through anything in life. So when I wake up and I say a prayer and I read my devotions, it just gives me this sense of peace that no matter where I am in life, no matter what season I'm in life, I can accomplish anything and be at peace in doing that. So if you are a Christian or religious and, you believe in God, that is something that I highly encourage you to do, is wake up and pray and ask God for exactly what you need on that day. Even before you get out of bed, if it's difficult for you to get out of bed. So if you struggle with seasonal depression, I get you, I understand, and know that you are not alone, especially if you are a stay-at-home mom. I completely understand. I completely get you. You're not alone. Seasonal depression is very real. Don't allow anyone to tell you that seasonal depression is not real, because when we do that, we do not put ourselves in a position to be able to overcome it, because we're not focusing on it. We don't label it as reality, as a real thing. So know that it's definitely a real thing, but it doesn't have to be something that is bad. Know that seasonal depression is not bigger than you. It's not bigger than your goals. It's not bigger than your children. It's not bigger than your family. And remember, every single day is a new day. So if maybe it affected you pretty bad yesterday. That doesn't have to be the case for today, and it doesn't have to be the case for tomorrow, but you have to intentionally try. You can't give up. You have to keep working at it, mama, and it's going to be okay. So I'm hoping that with this video, it, you know, gave you someone that you can relate to, someone who understands you, so that you know that you are not alone. My name is Heaven. I am a stay-at-home mom, wife, and homemaker. I create helpful, relatable, motivational content for you all. So if that is something that you're into, definitely subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. And if you found this video to be helpful, relatable, motivational, definitely give it a thumbs up for the sake of channel growth, so that I can get this video out to more people and bring awareness to other people all around the world. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed through to the end, I appreciate you so much, and I hope that you will have a great week. That'll be all for today. Until next time.